Underwood. Thin ice! To smoke some weed and shut up. My God.
Oh,
I thought for sure
there it is. Boom! Yes!
All right. Did it again. Episode 179, Illini Basketball Podcast, November 22nd, 2023, the Wednesday before the Thanksgiving holiday and stuff, which really sucks that Illinois is not doing anything good this week, you know?
Yeah, their MT's not as good as other ones. So
it's literally pointless. I mean, it really is. And I think part of it is probably because they did the Gavitt games, they're playing an MSG, the Jimmy V Classic, you know, but either way it stinks. But yeah, Illini Basketball Podcast, armchairillini.com, shout out. Nailed it. That's like 3 or 4 in a row, so don't look.
It's a good thing we got it in big bold letters at the top of the doc. So.
Yeah, I actually think that the letters should be even bigger.
Yeah, you should definitely make it as big
bolder.
as you can. Zach, what's going on? Steve, how you doing? Ethan's been holding down the fort. He did the last show by himself. We had to cancel the watch party. My wife was in the hospital. She's back home, doing good. But shout out to Ethan. Shout out to everybody all my friends that listen and that been, trying to help us out with things. We appreciate you all. So, but we're back and, everything's good. So we move forward. Illinois played Southern on
Sunday
night. That's how my days feel right now. That's how my days feel right now. What's today?
Wednesday.
You said that already.
Yeah, I don't think they played last night.
They might have. But yeah, they beat Southern 88-60. Kind of how you want to handle these teams. It was a little back and forth early. Southern was sticking with Illinois, and then Illinois just kind of blew the doors off and put it away. They got up, and you get a little sloppy later on, but 28-point wins, not too bad. I think we both kind of predicted right around this. So shout out to us for our predictions. Good work.
Yeah, very smart. I don't like playing this many bad opponents to start the season. It's very boring.
I agree. It is boring. Like it kind of makes these not even enjoyable, honestly. We're going to talk about an ass kicking a Southern, and then we're going to talk about them playing Western. So
thanks, Brad.
Yeah, good job, Brad. Player of the game, we both went with Terrence Shannon. 30 minutes. He was the only guy that played 30 minutes plus. 24 points, 8 of 13 from the field goals. I don't know.
Yep.
1 of 5 from 3. So he's a little bit more efficient this game. 7 of 9 from the line. He had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, which was a team high, a steal, a block, 2 turnovers. The only player without a turnover in this game, AJ Red. Good job. So
even Max Williams had a turnover in 1 minute of play.
Yeah. He missed it. He got a shot up too. Max Williams got a shot up. So, Illinois was sloppy with the ball this game. 21 turnovers, not good. Southern kind of ran a trap press type thing, and it just seemed like Illinois didn't know what to do. Brad even said they haven't really practiced against it, so
great,
not great. But Terrence, first half, Illinois was they were letting them hang in there. Terrence went on a little 11-0 run by himself. Illinois went on a 17-0 run during that spurt. So good work, Terrence. Way to beat up on Southern. Damask, 27 minutes. He was 1 for 3, 0 for 1 from 3, 3 points, 9 rebounds, which is nice. I mean, if he's not scoring, at least he's getting boards, an assist, and 3 turnovers. So
can I throw this out there for Shannon? Do you think he's going to score 30 against Western. He's 21 against Marquette, 22 against Valpo, 24 against Southern, only going up.
I mean, he might if nobody else is going to score. That's kind of the thing. Like,
I mean, people are talking.
Can he get some help? He needs some help,
Luke
especially
Goody.
when they start playing some other teams. Yeah, Luke Goody was
Danger.
fine. Danger started off really good.
Danger, he's still doing that thing where he's like in front of the free throw line and then throws it up with his left hand.
Well, I was going to say, what did you think about the left hand?
What is up with that? It's very weird.
Nice.
I don't think his right hand works the way it's supposed to.
Yeah. Dane was 5 of 7. Like I said, he had the first 8 points, 2 for 4 from the line. I don't know if we're happy with that or not.
I think we should be.
We should. Yeah, that seems good. 12 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, and a turnover. Terrence Shannon was asked what he thought of Dane and, him getting going. He said, quote, "I feel like we came out better. Dane got going. I told him to come out dirty. He's a really good player, real big key for us. I'm glad he got going and saw the basket go in for him today." Terrence Shannon, not very good on the spot, apparently. But basketball, I know you're not listening. You're watching stuff.
Well, I'm watching the fact that Illinois is not going to be able to score 40 points against Tennessee. But anyway.
Is that game on already?
Yeah, it's 28-28.
Okay.
Kansas has zero depth, and I think we saw that when Illinois played them. That's going to be an issue. But anyway, watch out for Houston in that conference. Dane Danger, I mean, look, I think if Illinois is going to get anything from him, they need to feed him early when he's starting, and they did in this game. But I still don't understand, like, he's 6 feet away from the basket, and he throws it up, like, left-handed. Like, he can't take a regular jumper or a hook shot with the right. I don't – very confusing there. But overall, good production. And I am surprised that we saw as many Hansberry minutes as we did. Played 4 more minutes than Dane Danger.
Yeah, it seems to be a lack of Coleman is getting Hansberry time. And I think that it seemed like this game Brad wanted to get those guys in. I mean,
what do you think? What do you think of Dane as a rebounder?
I mean, he's okay. He's not great.
And Hansberry is what as a rebounder?
Fantastic.
And Coleman is what as a rebounder? He's a 0. So
awful. Yeah.
Get Hansberry in there.
So Jeff says Shannon did his job as a leader. Dane played strong. Nico looked much better. Quincy needs to pick up his intensity.
Yeah, we'll get there. I think another thought that I would have for Hansberry.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, seriously.
Is that what you want to say?
Pretty much, yeah. Another thought I would have for Hansberry, I think if you're Brad Underwood at this point, depending on the lineups that you're going to put Hansberry out with, I think you just say to him, rebound and move your feet. We don't need you to try to score.
Yeah, I think Hansberry kind of knows his job. He talked about it. It was a podium game for him, and like you said, 22 minutes. He had 8 points, 4 or 5 from the field, 7 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals. He played well. He said, quote, "Besides a few mistakes I made as a freshman, you learn from them. I'm creating my role here, trying to define my role and not do too much." He said he feels more comfortable with the game now too, and not as rushed as he was earlier. So what's up?
One thing about this schedule is that it does create opportunities for freshmen to play more than they normally would.
Yeah.
Because, when you're playing, Oakland's a lot better than Eastern Illinois, Valpo, or Western Illinois or Southern. But, you look at 5 of their first 6 games being against these types of opponents certainly creates that opportunity. Now, after the Western Illinois game, you're going to be playing Rutgers, FAU, and Tennessee your next 3. So,
yeah, and we'll see how much these guys actually play once.
Yeah. I mean, your next 5 games after this next one will be against a Big Ten opponent, an FAU team that's still ranked somehow despite losing to Bryant, a very, 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 very good Tennessee team. Colgate, who is fine. I mean, they're better than any of these other opponents other than Marquette. And then Mizzou, which is usually an automatic loss. So Fairleigh Dickinson is the last, sub 275 opponent. And that's not till December 29th. And then you start Big Ten play. And Illinois Big Ten play looking at what the Big Ten is right now, I don't think it's as tough as I thought it might be. But I think that all changes once the Big Ten has had a pretty horrific non-conference outside of Purdue.
Yeah, I think the Big Ten's going to be just mucky. Like, there's not going to be. I think Purdue is going to be ahead of everybody else, but I think Purdue's beatable. But after that, I just think everybody else is just okay.
Yeah, I think one thing about the Big Ten this year, though, is like the worst of the conference is probably Minnesota, but Minnesota is much more in like their 13 to 17 range than 9 and 22 last season. So I don't think that there's a team that you can just beat up on in the same way that it was last season.
How it was. Yeah, the bottom's not as bottomy, I guess.
And the top is pretty much just Purdue.
Yeah. Jeff said, Ethan, I told you Kansas was going to lose. Kansas got dominated.
Marquette is good. Yeah. It's good for Illinois.
Really, yeah. It's got to make you feel good. Speaking of losing your rank after losing to the number 4 team that beat the number 1
it's
team,
hilarious how these I think Ant Wright was the one who tweeted it. There's like 4 or 5 teams in the top 25 that lost bye games that are still in there. Yeah. And then a team that dropped out was a team that lost to the number 4 team in the country, who, by the way,
Marquette could be number 1.
They'll be number 1 if they win today.
Yeah.
It's insane. But I think one takeaway from Maui before we get back to this is that I think I like UCLA a lot. I'll say that. And that's important because the Big Ten next year, I think UCLA is tough as hell and they're really young. UCLA is going to be really good next year. I'll just say that.
Yeah, UCLA looked good. Gary A. We kind of got off pace here.
That's how you get to an hour.
It's all right. 20 minutes, 5 of 9 from the field, 0 for 3 from 3, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. Underwood talked about how he has a sore wrist that it affected him early, and now it's more mental. So Gary A., just go to the hoop. You don't have to shoot threes. Go to the hoop, attack the basket. Definitely need more of that. So, I'd be okay if Gary A. never shot. We got guys that can shoot threes. We don't need him to. Jeff says the AP poll is a joke. Yeah, I think Illinois is still ranked in the coaches poll because coaches aren't stupid media people. But Ty Rodgers only played 13 minutes this game. Had a lot of foul trouble early, and then Moretti was playing really well in the first half, so you really didn't need Ty Rodgers out there. 2 for 4, 4 points, 5 rebounds. He had 4 offensive rebounds, which is nice. 2 assists, a steal, a block, 2 turnovers. I believe both of his turnovers were really early in the game. And they didn't have another one. But again, he didn't play many minutes. He was fine again. Ty Rodgers is solid. He always will be, I think. You don't like the early turnovers because of the pressure, because teams are going to figure that out, especially Big Ten teams, and they're going to pressure you a little bit more. But Ty was fine. Moretti, everybody on Twitter was saying we found our point guard, and then Terrence Shannon steps on his foot, and we don't know what's going on right now. I haven't heard any updates. I don't know if anybody pays for that one website. If they have any updates, let us know. But I haven't seen anything on Moretti. Underwood did say at the end of the press conference that Coleman is day-to-day still, and he needs to go find out what's wrong with Nico.
You have to get Coleman to – Coleman needs to play Friday. Even if it's 10 minutes, he needs to play.
Yeah.
You can't throw him back in against Rutgers.
I agree.
Because that's when he would be returning. Like he would come back because that's, they have 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and December 1st off before Rutgers.
Yeah.
So that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 7 days off. I don't know why I did the math like that. Actually, it's 6 days off.
Yeah. Go out there and get some reps in at least.
Yeah. Even if it's 10 minutes, just throw him out there. And the Moretti thing, I think he is exactly kind of what we thought he would. Like, he's electric offensively. He's a good ball handler. He's a good creator. Yeah. You have to find a way to hide him defensively, and I don't know if you can do that.
Brad actually thought that he was as good defensively in this game as he was offensively, but
and
you're playing Southern.
Honest, Maybe
right?
he was. I got to be honest. There was so many things going on at the same time Sunday that I didn't pay full attention to this game. I had the Suns game
Yeah,
on. I had the Blues game on. That's a
yeah,
lot going on. I can't pay attention to everything at once, especially when Illinois looked like they were just going to run them off, out of the gym, which they
yeah.
essentially
It was
did.
hard to stay locked into this game for sure. But Terrence said that he felt bad for him, but hopefully he should be good. Terrence also said that Moretti's been killing it in practice, quote, being a floor general and a great pure point guard. That's what he does. He's been a point guard since he was little. I'm happy he got to showcase that for everyone and got to see how he can run the floor. And he's quick. Like that, he's something that Illinois doesn't. He has quickness, and he kind of sees the floor a lot better than Ty, because Ty Rodgers is quick. He's just not one of those guys that he sees things.
I don't think he came to Illinois expecting to be a point guard.
No, I agree.
He came to Illinois expecting to be like a defensive wing,
Absolutely.
playing the three.
Yeah. And that's the thing. If Moretti can develop and be good enough be able to move Ty to the three where he probably should be, would be really good for this team. But again, playing Southern. Brad talked about it, and he was kind of a smart ass about it. He said to the media, "Did Nico play against Kansas or Marquette?" And he said that they did pretty good without him in those games. He said, quote, "He's a different player and he's really good. These games afforded us to get him a lot of minutes and to get him going." He said that Illinois has seen a lot of junk in these games, and that's not what they're going to see in the Big Ten. So don't expect Moretti to play like this in the Big Ten. So he was just kind of throwing it out there to the people like, yeah, he looked good. I get it, but he's still got work to do.
Which is exactly what he should say, because I don't understand these fans that think that, oh, man, here we go. This is our guy. Like,
dude, that's all my Twitter feed was.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, Moretti was my player to watch because I wanted to see what he could do. And he proved that he can do it. But against Southern, right? I mean, I hope that he can do it in the Big Ten. I hope that he's not. I mean, he was in a boot after the game, so I hope that he's back before the end of the season. I don't know. We haven't heard anything, but yeah, I think Moretti can be good. I still don't think he's a 30-minute a game guy, regardless. So
yeah, I mean, if you look at Moretti's brother's first season at Texas Tech and see the lack of I think that is, if you look at it, that's a lot similar to what we'll see from Nico this season. And then you look at his next 2 years at Texas Tech, he was a really, really, really quality point guard. So I think that's, I guess, is really, if you look at, his brother was more of like a 2 and then kind of became a 1 in his last season there. But his first season there was just a lot of games where he didn't play very many minutes and didn't put up very many points, but had some good assist numbers. I think next year is where you're going to see him take off.
I agree. Yeah. And I think he might have earned himself minutes the way he played in this game, but it's not.
I just don't think you can play.
Not going to be more than 10.
You can't play both him and DGL in these big games.
Yeah. Who would you rather have at this point? Because DGL has been kind of struggling.
I think I would rather have DGL just because I think he brings a little bit of something in terms of three-point shooting and athleticism when he's right. And he plays with a ton of energy.
What's DGL shooting from 3 this year?
He's a threat. He's not good. He's not afraid to do it. He's struggled from 3 since that first game. Yeah.
Okay.
He hasn't made one since that first game, by the way.
Okay.
He's shooting 16%. Why don't you relax? He's a freshman.
I'm just asking a question. You said he's more of a threat. I mean,
he's going to shoot him. Like Moretti hasn't taken one. And probably, I mean, DGL, wait till he gets hot. Okay.
Moretti hasn't played that much either.
I don't think we'll see either of these guys against Rutgers, by the way. I don't think we'll see either of them.
Jeff says Marquette is going to do to Purdue the same as Kansas. Brad kind of called out Quincy.
I think that's a hell of an assumption to think that Marquette's just going to blow out Purdue, especially with the way Purdue's officiated, especially with how good Purdue is.
Dude, that game was stupid last night.
If you think that was stupid, tonight's going to be ruined too.
Yeah. How many free throws were shot? 70 something. Nobody wants to see
Which
that.
game? Purdue and
Tennessee.
who were they playing? I already forgot. Yeah.
Purdue, Tennessee. Both of Tennessee's
78.
bigs. Both of
78.
Tennessee's bigs got fouled out. 78 is
20. Purdue was 29 of 48, and Tennessee was 21 of 30. And also, that reminds me of the Illinois-Indiana game a few years ago.
Yeah.
Which I believe I've referenced before. That was 2021. Let me see if I can find it here quick. Illinois-Indiana overtime game, I believe. Tuesday, February 2nd. 66 free throws. It's not that many. That's nothing. But yeah.
That's nothing. Jeff says Coleman being out was good for us. I mean, it got the freshman more
0 for 2 and messages without an error, by the way. 0 for 2.
Steve says Moretti looked great in the JV game.
0 for 3. Jesus, guys. Proofread, huh?
Proofread. Guys, I know what you feel like. When I was texting when I was messaging into the YouTube, I got it just like you guys did. So we already talked about Hansberry. Goody, 21 minutes, 3 of 7. They were all threes, 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 turnovers. I like the 7 rebounds from Goody. Everybody rebounded this game, though. So,
yeah, the rebounding thing was, yeah,
we'll get to it. DGL, 17 minutes, 2 of 5 from the field, 0 for 2 from 3, 1 for 2 from the line, 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 3 turnovers. That's who you want running the point.
I didn't say running the point. I'd rather have him playing over, like I think a Rogers, DGL, Shannon, Guerrier, Hansberry lineup would be interesting.
Yeah.
Although I would be a little worried about spacing there.
Underwood did talk about like this game. He's like, we just had like weird lineups in, like the 21 turnovers that Illinois got. He's like, we had lineups in that we usually won't run. So
there was a couple of stretches with some brutal mistakes off it. Like Damask had some tough ones, and DGL had as well. But like, I think another like possible candidate for player of the game is the guy to talk about next. Like, I think Harmon's starting to put it together.
Harmon, you were impressed by him?
Starting to play a little better, yeah.
Yeah, 15 minutes, 4 of 7. He was 1 of 3 from 3, 9 points, 2 rebounds, assist, 2 turnovers. Keep saying turnovers, but everybody had one. So.
Harmon is up to 20 points in the season.
Yeah, Harmon definitely
16 in his last 2.
Seems to be getting his footing a little bit better.
I mean, hey, Justin Harmon has 7 offensive rebounds the last 3 games. I think we got to take that. That's from a 6'4" guard. And he seems to be getting a little bit more comfortable with this team. Almost everybody that played for Illinois in this game had an offensive rating above 100, according to Ken Palm. The only 2 without it, DGL 78 and Damask 60. But overall, I thought you saw a lot of positive signs when it comes to, comfortability for some of the newer players. Obviously, the turnover numbers are brutal. You can't turn it over 21 times against a good opponent. So it's good they did it against Southern. That's how you win by 28.
Yeah. Jeff says that was good, though. Guys got good time on the floor. Hansberry earned playing time. Yeah, I agree. Coleman being out was good for these guys getting more playing time. I think Ethan's just making fun of you spelling Coleman without an E. Rebounding. Other quotes and notes. Here we go. I don't have a lot of quotes, but I do got a few notes.
Isn't notes and quotes?
I don't know what it is anymore. It's one of the two. We're going to change it every time. You're never going to know what's coming first.
Great.
But Illinois out rebounded Southern 50-17. Seems pretty good. Is that their biggest differential ever, Ethan?
I don't know. It feels like one of the biggest in recent memory,
there, right?
Yeah.
We know you don't care, Jeff. It's not a big deal. Thanks for coming out.
It is a big
Ethan
deal.
Harasses you. Underwood said, quote, this is how he opened up, 110 rebounds in the last 2, 60% field. I put gold percentage. Will probably lead to some pretty good things. Was really pleased with the group at the end of the first half. We finally found a rhythm and we didn't foul. Had 3 freshmen on the court for a good stretch of that. I don't remember what 3 freshmen those were, but I assume it was Moretti, Hansberry, and DGL because they were the only 3 freshmen.
Yep.
I pointed out Nico being a catalyst in DGL defensively, how well he played on defense. 18 assists on 36 buckets. Seems pretty good. 21 turnovers like we talked about. And that's all I got.
You know what a way to earn playing time is?
Rebound. Play
and
defense.
what? Yeah, exactly. So DGL
Absolutely.
defensively, shout out. Notice how Brad talked weirdly about Nico and then not about DGL.
Yeah. I mean, he, like I told you, he kind of.
Can anyone say the reference of what my
I mean, he kind of, I don't want to
shirt
say
is
it,
from?
but he kind of shit on Nico. Like,
Yeah, there you go. What'd I say?
University of what that say? Samoa?
University of American Samoa Law School.
That's got to be. No idea.
Jesus Christ. I know for a fact that you've watched the show.
It's Better Call Saul.
There you go. Exactly.
Gotta be.
And by the way, while we're here, I could prove it.
Oh, you didn't put a timestamp in. Good job. Oh, is it his shirt? Did you buy it straight from the set?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's how it works. Jesus. Yeah, we don't need timestamps. I mean, honestly, I think that's over.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Right.
Okay, let's ask the chat. Do you guys like timestamps on the YouTube and the podcast?
Chat, let us know.
I think we need them when we talk about more than
2 things. Yeah, there's only 2 things. Sure.
Well,
3 things. Whatever. I'll put it in. Here we go. 27:10. We're gonna talk about.
we can go back for the Southern.
Yeah, I'll
game.
go back and look. Sure.
All right. Illinois back in action tomorrow. Nope. Friday night. They're 4-1. I'm losing it too. Taking on Western Illinois, who's 2-3, 8 p.m. Friday night. So I mean, Jesus, I think they're trying to set a record for Friday night games. This is the 3rd in a row. They played the 10th, the 17th, and now the 24th.
Yeah,
And then they play Friday night Mizzou and Friday night Fairleigh Dickinson. So
and they're all at 8:00 too. Like, can we get a 6:00 game, please?
Mizzou is 8:00, yes, but there's the last 2 have been 7:00. To be fair,
Yeah,
and Fairleigh Dickinson is 8:00 as well. So I don't know what's up with that. They don't have another Friday game the rest of the season after the Purdue game on January 5th, which is a 7:30 Friday night game. So there you go. Anyway, Illinois, Western Illinois, Big Ten Network. I think I wrote that down. It's got to be correct. There's no other
There's
big.
It's on something else.
No other
on Big Ten Network.
No other Big Ten team is playing super shitty opponents Friday night like Illinois. So Western Illinois lost to Valpo by 7 last night. So not great. They beat Southern though by 8 in overtime. They also lost to Ken Palm's 86th ranked team SMU by 37. It's year 1 for Chad Boudreau as the head coach. I believe it was Jeter before that, Rob Jeter.
Derek.
And nope. He went 76-21 at Highland Community College as head coach and was the Western Illinois associate head coach from 2020 to 2023. So hire somebody from within because nobody wants that job. They are in the OVC this year. They are right there amongst all the elite squads. And the OVC is an awful conference. You know how bad they are? I would say Western Illinois is the 6th best team in the OVC this year, probably 6th or 7th, because then after them you have Tennessee Tech, who's terrible, Southeast Missouri State, terrible, Lindenwood, terrible, Southern Indiana, terrible, Eastern Illinois, terrible. That conference blows. So whoever comes out of that conference will be a 16 seed and they'll lose by 100. Probably Tennessee State or Morehead State or Little Rock or SIUE. Just an awful basketball conference. And Illinois gets the pleasure of playing another one of them because they already played Eastern Illinois. So very exciting there.
Yeah.
Projected lineup for the what are they? The Leathernecks.
They are. What's
McCollum,
a Leatherneck?
Illinois.
Yeah, my daughter goes there. First year. She sells tickets at the football games. They haven't won in 2 years. She's a ticket salesperson for basketball. So
you got to wonder how long.
she's an Illinois fan first. So
There you go. That's good. I mean, well, being a Western, I mean, is there even such thing as a Western Illinois fan?
I don't think there's many of them.
Projected lineup, they have guard Ryan Myers at the 6'1" junior, Iona transfer, played at Iona a couple years ago. Had 20 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists against Southern, so he did that. They have guard Quinlan Bennett, 6'4" senior, Lamar transfer from 2021. Year 2 for him at Western. A lot of these guys are junior college or community college guys that yeah. So James Dent, 6'5" junior, 24 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists against Southern. He's from our neck of the woods.
Yes, sir.
So where did he go? What does that say? Southeast? Yeah. Yep. So the worst of the high school basketball. Well, I guess Springfield High is probably. I mean, Landfair is the premier program in terms of producing some talent over the years.
That's true.
Andre Iguodala and such. They also had another guy I forgot, but yeah.
Richmond.
Yep, there you go. Josiah West at the 4, 6'5". This is a very undersized team. I mean, they have a true center in size, but man, Illinois could really eat them alive in some of these spots. 6'5" senior, 19.6 boards, 4 assists against Valpo, shooting a brilliant 45% from the free throw line this season. I don't even know why I put that there. It's pretty much the average Illinois player there, 45%. And then Drew Sisse, 6'11" senior center, has 20 offensive rebounds in the season. So that's 4 offensive rebounds per game. Not bad. Ken Palm numbers, Illinois' offense is a disaster in efficiency right now, 63rd in the country, which is got to be Brad's worst in a while at Illinois. Probably rivals. Let me just look real quick here. By year, Brad Underwood adjusted offense at Illinois, 86th, 83rd, then got to 38th, 8th, 30th, 68th last season, 62nd. So trending in the wrong direction offensively.
Seems like losing Io and Kofi kind of makes you go the wrong way.
Yeah, they were. He was number 1 at at Oklahoma State, and then top 60 in all 3 years at Stephen F. Austin. So, wow. What the hell, Brad? Thanks. Anyway, Western Illinois is 325th in offensive efficiency. Defensively, though, Illinois defensive efficiency about as good as they've been in a little bit. However, I think the strength of opponents is a big factor here.
Sure.
They're 12th in the country in defensive efficiency. Western Illinois is 286th. And then we learn why Illinois' offensive efficiency is as bad as it is. 3-point percentage, they're 249th. Western is 322nd. 2-point percentage, they're 23rd, which is good. Western Illinois, 234th. And then free throw percentage, Illinois, one of the worst in the country, 347th. Western Illinois, 338th.
So, man, free throw off.
Yeah, I think we could see Illinois go 7 for 16 and then Western go like 3 for 11 or something.
Gary says a Leatherneck is a Warrior Marine. Really? Did you know that Western used to be called the Teachers? I think that's right. Is that right, Alexis? Anyways, players to watch.
Swing and a miss. Players to watch.
What do you mean swing and a miss? That's factual statements. You can't swing and a miss on factual statements.
I just made a reference to the hit television series Parks and Recreation from NBC, where Ron Swanson said,
"Geez, who made that? Double Tyler. Player to watch, Tyler.
Good stuff by you there. Mine, Ty Rogers from Illinois. I think Ty Rogers, we need to see him attack the rim just about every offensive possession because they clearly don't want him to run the offense. And if Moretti's not here, they're still not going to want him to run the offense. So just dump it off to Shannon, go to the rim. That's what I want to see from Ty in this game. And then I'll go Ryan Myers for Western. He can score. Like I said, he had 20 against Southern, but I think Illinois should have the horses to guard him, whether it's Harmon or Shannon or Rogers. He's a 6'1" guard. I would assume Rogers will start on him and then maybe see Harmon guard him or maybe even Damask. I don't know. Because I think, you're probably going to have West guarded by Guerrier, probably have Dent guarded by Shannon, and then Bennett guarded by Damask, I would assume. That's just a guess. But Illinois should have no problem handling this offense.
Yeah, I went with Quincy Guerrier. Kind of the same reason, same thing you want to see from Ty. I want to see from Quincy. Stop shooting threes, go to the basket, make your points around there, get some rebounds, play more like a 4 or whatever he's supposed to be playing. Play more like that. And then I went with James Dent Jr. As you said, he's from Springfield, went to Southeast. One of my best friends is the principal at Southeast. So I said, give me the inside scoop. Let me show the people. Cody wrote me and said, great shooter, long and athletic. He was affected by COVID, had teams like Murray State and Western Kentucky on him pre-COVID, went the JUCO route, and it benefited him. Was a sophomore when they played Iowa at Morgan Park for the state championship. If he gets his shot to fall early, he will have a great night. Has added about 10 pounds of muscle before this season. So shout out to the local kid, at least local to us. Good luck tonight. Friday when you play Illinois. Anyways, all right.
What I say to Brad is let the dogs out. Let Shannon get after this guy.
Let the dogs out.
I get the sense that I get the sense that Terrence Shannon can guard him if he's trying. So hopefully he's trying. Yeah. Predictions. You're being soft with your prediction here.
I got Illinois winning this 84-61.
It's gonna be a blowout.
When have they gotten to 90 lately?
This game is when they've gotten to 90.
I don't see it happening.
91-56. Goody's gonna knock down some triples. We're gonna see a more efficient Damask. DGL is going to get one to fall. Gary is going to make one. Harmon's going to make one. Shannon's going to go for 30. So that's 1/3 of it right there from Shannon. So
I'll put 5 on it right now. DGL doesn't make a 3.
I'll think about it.
You're just so confident.
I'm worried about I'll take that action.
Cindy wants more Dane. You didn't get enough Dane last game?
They have an actual guy who's 6'11", though. I don't know if Dane,
Dane played the second most minutes, didn't he, or something?
No. Played 18 minutes.
That seems like enough.
Hansberry played 4 more minutes than him.
Yeah, but Hansberry also played the trash minutes at the end.
By the way, this Drew Sis guy, the center for them, I don't even know how much he weighs because it's not showing up on KenPom. So if he's like 6'11", 220, then Dane's going to dominate him. But if he's a little bigger, then, who knows? Yeah. But anyway.
All right.
Could be a win, I would think.
Going to be a dub.
Around the Big Ten.
Oh, around the Big Ten we go.
37-27.
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Okay. A lot of Big Ten teams playing quality opponents this week. Not Illinois though. Purdue plays Maui in the plays in Maui.
Maui, huh?
It's not even in Maui. It's in Honolulu, Hawaii. They play the Maui Invitational Final against Marquette today. Should be an interesting matchup there. Now, I see that they have Jay Billis. So I'm assuming Billis and Schulman are going to be doing the games today. So I guess Bill Walton's time is done.
Yeah, Bill Walton is not getting on the good games.
He had a good run. I really enjoyed it. He's one of the big reasons why I stayed up for the Marquette UCLA game.
Yeah. Cindy said that Dane is instant offense when we were passing around the perimeter. Yeah,
nobody's
get him the ball.
Ever said that about Dane, but yeah.
Jeff says team has to be more than Shannon. Guy is going to be worn down by midseason. I agree.
Tell that to Coleman.
A lot of Shannon right now.
It should be one of Coleman's biggest responsibilities is to produce and help take some pressure off of Shannon, and he hasn't done that at all this year.
Yeah.
So tell that to him. Wisconsin beat Virginia by 24 the other night. They play SMU in the Fort Myers event title tonight. That should be an easy win for them. Michigan State plays Arizona from Palm Springs tomorrow. You familiar with Palm Springs?
I have been there, yes.
There you go. Shout out. Michigan plays Memphis in the Battle for Atlantis this afternoon. I don't know if it's – I think it's after – I want to say it's like after this Texas Tech Villanova game. That should be an interesting game. There's plenty of good Big Ten action this week. Don't tell that to Brad Underwood, though, because he wants to play Western Illinois. Iowa plays Oklahoma from San Diego tomorrow. Oklahoma looks pretty good this season. I think they're top 30 in KenPom right now. Nebraska plays a solid Duquesne team, a team that I picked to win the Atlantic 10 this season. You picked Dayton, swinging them as Dayton's best players hurt. Nebraska looking to get to 6-0. They could easily be –
Rothstein both picked that. Good work.
Well, we know ball. Nebraska could easily be 6-0, then 7-0 before they play Creighton on December 3rd. And remember, Nebraska won at Creighton last season. This time it's in Lincoln. So December 3rd, Creighton, Nebraska could be a big game if Nebraska goes in 7-0, and Creighton should be 6-0 going into that game. So keep your eyes out for that. Ohio State plays Alabama on Friday. Penn State is a rematch with Texas A&M from the tournament last season on Thursday, tomorrow, in the ESPN Events Invitational. And any Big Ten team that I didn't mention here, it's because they aren't playing anybody.
Illinois.
By the way, Nebraska has the nation's third longest active win streak right now at 5. Thoughts on that? Connecticut has won 11 in a row dating back to last season. Houston has won 6. And then Purdue, Arizona, Marquette, Mississippi State, TCU, Miami, Liberty, Nebraska, Colorado State, South Carolina, James Madison, Santa Clara, UTEP, Purdue, Fort Wayne have won 5 in a row. How about that?
How about that?
RIP to Miami streak when they lose to Kentucky. RIP to Marquette streak when they lose to Purdue. RIP to Colorado State's streak when they lose to Colorado, and RIP to Santa Clara's streak when they lose to Oregon, and then RIP to UTEP's streak when they lose to Bradley, RIP to Purdue Fort Wayne's streak when they play San Francisco. Anyway.
Shout out to Florida State for beating Colorado.
Yeah, that's Florida State's a program that is absolutely going nowhere, but a big one there over Colorado.
Fly the Dub says Marquette beat Kansas with Kolek shooting 3 of 9 with a paltry 4 assists.
Kansas has no depth, guys. I don't, that's just what Kansas is. Like, when you don't have any depth and you're playing a Marquette team that has a lot of it and a lot of guys that can come off the bench and score. I mean, you look at that game, they didn't shoot the ball well from 3, but they got 21 and 9 out of Iguodaro. They got 10 points, not even a great game from Cam Jones. And then, Chase Ross had 12 points. So they got contributions from elsewhere. And, Kansas had like 15 bench points. So what do you want me to do? I say that as Marquette. I mean, Marquette only had like 27 bench points, but still.
Yeah. Who wins tonight, Marquette or Purdue?
Guys, I don't think you understand. Purdue is the best team in the country by a wide margin right now.
My brother had a very good point, and he said that he hasn't seen a team more affected by how the game is called, either positively or negatively, than Purdue.
It's probably because they have a 7'4", 300-pound center who the officials still don't know how to officiate.
It's true.
It's very hard, too.
And you would think that he was getting killed every time he got touched. So,
and you know what the biggest move of the offseason was? Maybe not the biggest move, but one of the more underrated moves. There was a lot more hype around Damas coming to Illinois than his teammate Lance Jones going to Purdue. Lance Jones takes a ton of pressure off of Braden Smith.
Yeah.
That is, and Braden Smith looks like one of the best. Braden Smith looks like one of the better point guards in the Big Ten this year. He didn't even play well against Tennessee, and they still got the job done.
Yeah.
And I mean, Fletcher Lawyer had a huge game. So if Braden Smith doesn't play well, Fletcher Lawyer can score 27.
Yeah, him and Edie had like the
Hey Jeffrey, who's better than Purdue? Go ahead.
Purdue.
Who's better than Purdue? Go ahead.
Stanford.
I mean, they beat Stanford, did they? Yeah, now they've beaten Xavier, Gonzaga, and Tennessee. How's that for you?
Is that good enough for you?
Gonzaga is 8th on KenPom. Tennessee is 7th. Marquette is 6th. Oh, when they beat Alabama and Arizona, is that going to be good enough for you as well? I mean, Jesus. Yeah, there's no team that you could argue over Purdue right now. UConn, it might be the only one, and I love UConn, but I think Purdue's better. Arizona is not better than Purdue. Arizona's great, but they're not better than Purdue. Oh, they only beat Tennessee by 4? They only beat them by 4? Jesus. Well, the Marquette thing's going to be over.
Marquette, we're going to find out.
I hate that I have to root for Purdue like this to uphold my narrative. Jesus, guys.
I agree. I mean, I just want them to be number 1 when Illinois plays them. So
I don't know if Purdue can get out of the non-conference undefeated, even if they beat Marquette tonight, because they still, like I said, they still have to play Alabama and Arizona. So
yeah,
that could be tough. Alabama's a team that's gone completely under the radar this season because they've played nobody. So it'll be interesting to see how they look against Ohio State Friday. They played Morehead State, Indiana State, South Alabama, Mercer. Overall, better opponents than Illinois outside of Marquette, but not great opponents.
Yeah, Wesley says, I think it's a battle for number one between Purdue and Marquette. Yeah, I mean, whoever wins this game will be number one.
Who do you think has the number one offensive efficiency on KenPom right now? I just mentioned
UConn.
Nope.
I don't know who else you just mentioned.
UConn's number two. UConn's number two. Alabama. Alabama has scored 105, 102, 102, and 98 points this year.
That surprises me.
Well, they played Morehead State, Indiana State, South Alabama, and Mercer. So that'll do it. But, offensively, they have guys. Like, they have players on this team who were really good at other schools. Like, Mark Sears returns. He's shooting 67% from three. He's 8 for 12. And Aaron Estrada, who is a star at Hofstra, is 9 for 16 from three. And then Jaron Stevenson is shooting 50%. Yeah, this team's good. But anyway, I think Alabama has that Illinois thing from this year, from last year. Like, Illinois is less talented this year, but they're probably going to be a better team when it's all said and done. Alabama is less talented this year, but they're probably going to be a better team. Okay, guys. Purdue, Xavier, Gonzaga, Tennessee are their last 3 wins. They beat Xavier by 12, they beat Gonzaga by 10, and they beat Tennessee by 4 in the worst officiated game you will see all season. I don't think anything's going to top that. In a game, by the way, where their point guard had 6 points, and they got 3 points off the bench. I don't know what more you want from them. And by the way, Mercer was Alabama opponent. So I don't know if Fly the Dub is trying to, this anti-Purdue thing with Jeffrey. I'm not sure if that's what he's doing here. Maybe it's an anti-Alabama thing. But Wesley's spot on here. Illinois is going to get bullied by Tennessee.
Yeah.
You would think that this team could withstand it a little more than last year's team, though.
Purdue was really impressive with their toughness. And I thought that game was
because Purdue is old as hell.
All those kids just flopped all over the dang place. It's disgusting.
Do you think Purdue stinks?
Well, I think Purdue's really good, and I hate it. I think I've texted you that a few times already.
Okay, but let's hypothetically, wouldn't you rather see, if the Big Ten wins a championship, wouldn't you rather it be Purdue over Indiana or Michigan, or I guess Michigan State, even though I think I'd rather just see Michigan State win than Purdue, if we're being honest. But
Fletcher Lawyer was awesome against Tennessee too. Yeah, weren't him and Goody high school teammates?
Sure, that sounds right. 2 white guys from Indiana.
Did we get the wrong one?
Let's do an exercise here. Out of teams, yeah, but it's a neutral. Oh my god!
It's not like Purdue had to play balls at Tennessee. I mean,
you won't be able to make this argument when Illinois loses 63-38 against Tennessee. It's going to be like that Illinois Purdue score from a few years ago. Do you guys remember that? How about that? I just went deep into the brain for that one. Illinois Purdue, like 2020 or 2021, they gave up like 38 points against them. That was the Allen Griffin ejection game, maybe, I want to say. 63-37, Sunday, January 5th, 2020. Suck on that.
That was against Purdue? I thought it was against Iowa for some reason.
No, it was Purdue. Anyway, let's do a little exercise here real quick in the Big Ten. Like,
Tennessee is overranked. Take Knelt out of the game, and they're average at best. Tennessee is really good.
Yeah, I don't know. Tennessee has Vescovi, who's really old, guard. Zakai Ziegler, who's really old, guard. Josiah Jordan James has been there forever.
The thing is, I think the only thing I think Purdue can be schemed against to get beat. It's the only thing about Purdue. And it showed last year in the tournament when they lost to FDU, but I'm not saying that
I think it's a little bit harder this year though, because like I said, Jones takes a lot of pressure
Yeah,
off
they're
Smith.
deeper too.
Their other two guards are a lot. I don't even know if it's that they're deeper.
I think they're more athletic too.
And a year older matters for two freshman guards.
Absolutely.
So,
But you could kind of see it against Tennessee. Like if Awaka and the other guy don't foul out, then Tennessee has it. Awaka fouled out with like 5 minutes left.
And Jonas Adu.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Purdue is unbeatable. I'm saying they're the best team in the country right now by a pretty significant margin.
Which means that everybody's beatable, right?
Yeah, I think Purdue is going to win the Big Ten by 3 or 4 games.
It's possible.
I don't see how nobody's going to beat them at home. So that's a bunch of wins right there.
Kansas has some issues. Still a good team, but really flawed.
Yeah, they have no depth.
The blueprint is there to beat Purdue.
The blueprint is there to beat anybody. You just have to have
be able to
execution of personnel.
We've seen Illinois execute against teams.
Nobody. Has Illinois executed anything this season?
No.
Exactly. But Purdue is on the out of teams that are going to make the tournament of the Big Ten this year. I'd be okay with Purdue winning a championship over a few of them. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it.
The Big Ten needs to do something. Of course, I'd rather just be next year and like UCLA wins it. We get to parade that around as the Big Ten.
Yeah,
but
I kind of hate the cockiness Purdue plays with, like their players. But
that's one of the older white man things to say ever, probably.
And it's funny because I'm saying it about younger white men because they're the ones that act like that.
I mean,
Brad Davidson all over again.
Purdue has won 50. Purdue has gone 58 and 15 or 58 and 14 over the last 2 years. Like
47-46.
Don't you have to be good? If you're that good, I think you're allowed to do it. I don't understand why. Who cares about cockiness? I mean,
I don't know.
Out of all the things to care about, I mean,
it rubs me the wrong way. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, you don't like.
All right. Shout out to the Alamo Steakhouse and Saloon, 700 East Broadway Avenue in Mattoon, Illinois. Find them online at www.alamo/steakhouse.com. Not giving you food this time. I'm giving you drinks. Happy hour, 4 to 6 on the weekdays. $2 wells and domestic bottles, $3 you call it, and Alamo margaritas, $5 wines and specialty martinis. They do have food in happy hour too, so you don't want to just drink and not get something in your belly. $7 for a small nacho or beer battered mushrooms or cheese curds or fried green beans. $9 for 10 traditional wings or bull bites. Never heard of bull bites. 6 ounces of beef tenderloin marinated in their famous bull bite sauce. They got hen pecks, which is chicken instead of beef. And they got sliders, pulled pork, or steak burger. If you guys would like to be a sponsor for this great show we have, just reach out to us on Twitter. You can email us at illinibasketballpodcast@gmail.com. As always, subscribe, like, turn on the little ringy bell so you know when we go live. Leave a review on all the podcast sites if you can. And we appreciate you. We'll be back. Well, I mean, we're still here now, but we'll be back sometime.
Yeah.
Ethan's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Make sure to get responsibly blacked out tonight, night before Thanksgiving.
Wesley says it's a crime that the Maui runner-up game and the championship game are played early. They should be night games, no question. I agree. Like, I didn't even know they were on until Ethan told me that Kansas and Tennessee were playing. Terrible time to have basketball.
Well, you got the NIT season tip-off games tonight.
Yeah, but people still work on Wednesdays.
The NBA on ESPN tonight. You got Bucks Celtics followed by Warriors Suns.
Who watches the NBA?
I will be. You got hockey on TNT tonight.
Who watches hockey?
All right, dude, relax. I don't know. It is weird though, because I know that Hawaii is 5 hours ahead of us? Or behind us?
They played at 10:30 the other night, our time. So it's literally like 11 a.m. there, 10 a.m. there, 9 a.m. there. What time is it? Anybody? Bueller?
Yeah.
What time is it?
I got it on my phone. I have it all the time. 10:55 a.m. It's 10:55 a.m.
So that game started at 9:30 a.m.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why they do that.
Terrible. It's 10:55 a.m.
Yep. It's in Honolulu, so it's not Maui.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Different. Oh, Jesus.
Kansas had the late game last night too. Yeah, that's true. Purdue, Tennessee shot threes horribly. That game was like you see 1 versus or 2 versus 7. You expect like high scoring, good game, and the refs just slugged it down. Slugged. I don't know, whatever that word that is. All right, guys.
Honolulu is the.
We're not getting to an hour. I'm cutting Ethan off before we do.
Honolulu is the capital of the Hawaiian Islands. So.
What's Maui?
It's a different island.
Governor.
Yikes. Hopefully they're back in Maui next year.
Swing and a miss.
It's a much better arena. It's much smaller.
Everything's swing and a miss with me.
The arena in Maui is much.
We are going to make up for not doing a watch party on Sunday. Was that Sunday? I know we talked about this. We're going to do Rutgers on Saturday the 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
So tune in for that.
Saturday afternoon.
Probably start getting heated for that game. So
3:00, Jersey Mike's Arena, Piscataway, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Big Ten Network, probably. I don't know if we'll get heated. I mean, that game's probably going to be in the 30s, though. I mean, you got the number 22 defense and number 12 defense. And you got another battle where Rutgers is 303rd in free throw percentage. So,
I mean, we might actually care, though. Like, have we had a watch party where it was a game
Oakland
that, like, mattered?
Getting pissed about Oakland.
Bill Walton has always been iffy, but he's been brutal doing the Maui games.
One of the problems was the UCLA Chaminade game was a blowout, so God knows what he's going to talk about for that.
He did ask if was related to Iguodala.
Yeah, which is funny. I mean, that's part of the charm.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that than snobby, boring-ass Jay Billis. Give me a break. The GOAT of, like, anybody, like, there's the big three olds in college basketball. You have Bill Walton, Dickie V, and Bill Raftery. Like, Bill Raftery's the best by a mile, in my opinion, of those three. So, you know, there you go. Braden Smith, 2 of 9, 1 assist. If that last night, yeah, they won the game. So there you go. I'm pretty much a Purdue guy now because of everybody in the chat. So thanks for that, everybody. Starting next week, the Purdue basketball podcast. Break down the game against Marquette. Yeah. All right. I'm willing to cut this short. Everybody have a good Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving.
If you want to get blacked out tonight, go ahead.
Call an Uber though. No driving.
Exactly, but responsibly, you know, blacked out, the whole thing, whatever.
Yeah, get responsibly blacked out tonight.
Yeah. We might get to an hour here with this question. What's up with Nico? Yeah, we don't know yet.
Yeah, Cindy, we've tried to find out.
Jeffrey, it's Traitor, not Trader, by the way. Yeah, we'll see about Nico. My assumption is that he's not going to play for a little bit. I know he had a boot on, but I don't think that. I mean, the good thing is, like, it wasn't like a non-contact. Like, it could have been an Achilles or, you know, a Liz Frank. Still could be. I'm guessing
he's got a sprained foot.
Or broken.
I sprained my foot, and it still hurts.
You're the same as a 19-year-old athlete. Yeah.
I mean, I was 19.
Were you an athlete to the level of how much conditioning Nico Moretti's doing?
Whoa, you don't think I'm athletic?
No, I don't. And also, yeah, why don't you prove that you did it on purpose and don't do it on purpose next time, Jeffrey?
It
Huh?
would have been better if you said porpoise.
Exactly. Swing and a miss
Swing
for
and a miss.
you. All right, that's an hour. We'll be back. We got time after the Western Illinois. We're not going to rush to do the Western Illinois game. I would think we do that midweek next week.
Yeah. When do
Maybe
they
next
play?
Wednesday.
And then they
They
don't play
play
till
Saturday,
Saturday. It's Rutgers, right? So
Probably Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Probably Wednesday or Friday next week.
probably.
Yeah. So,
Sounds good.
all right, we'll be back episode 180, and everybody have a good Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. We don't have anything to sell. So
Small business Saturday.
never heard of it. All right, we'll
What do
see
you
everybody-
mean? Small business Saturday.